Half likes to tell the girls that he had the biggest calves back in the day when he played for Carlton.
Half loves to rock the three-quarter leggings and the shorts look. That's his favourite look, which it isn't great, but...
He definitely fancies his calves. He thinks he's probably got the best calves in probably AFLW coaching ranks, so definitely self-appointed by him. But yeah, any chance he gets to get him out, he will.
I don't know, do you know that he speaks on the radio? At 4:30 in the morning or something like that?
Welcome back to Women's Footy. All thanks to NAB, supporting footballers from AFL Auskick all the way through to the big time. Daniel Harford, do you have the biggest calves?
All I know is those players are getting delisted very quickly. I do have large calves. The girls are giving me grief one day about it, so I decided to turn it into a positive and claim that they were the biggest and the best. So
right.
It certainly caught on, I think.
Well, I love quality banter between players and coaches, but let's get back onto topic with the game taking place yesterday. Obviously, disappointing loss half, but Loynes was good. She kicked your first goal. Pressparkis, 19 disposals. Harrington, 18. Bree Davies, 17. So still some positives to take out of that contest.
The positive was we were able to turn it around after half-time. We were a mess up until that first half. And the Cats were all over us. They structured up really well. They won the inside ball. They were physical at us. And we didn't seem at that stage to have a way around that. So after a bit of a reset at half-time, we were able to get the game back in our terms, which was the most pleasing part of the whole day from a coaching perspective. Clearly the outcome wasn't what we wanted, and we would have liked to make more opportunities in front of goal like we could have done in the second half particularly, but so we didn't do it, and we pay a price. You get what you deserve in this game, and we got it.
Yeah. What happened in that first half though? I know if you could put your finger on it you would change it, but did you have a feeling it was flat in the warm-up?
No, quite the contrary, actually. I thought we were up and about and feeling really good. And the weeks leading up till yesterday's game, we'd progressed every week. And even the build-ups looked a bit different and felt a bit different. So I was expecting a pretty strong performance from the start of the contest, but the Cats were raging at the start and we just didn't balance it out.
Half, you mentioned Geelong's contested footy and inside ball. Do you see that as their main strength, or is there something else to their game that's helping them win those games of footy? It's
certainly a help, and they structured up yesterday with some numbers around the contest to make it a bit of a bun fight early doors. And then what they do is when they get on the outside, they kick the ball really well, and they've got some good leading targets coming up forward. And you've got McDonald down back and McMahon down back who read the ball so well off the boot. When we have forward 50 entries, it's quite difficult to get in and penetrate the forward 50.
Well, just looking at some of these stats here, you won in many components of the game, plus 34 in disposals, 1 more inside 50, 4 more inside 50 marks, and 11 plus in the tackles. So, Half, obviously, you now look at the review process, but what kind of areas are you going to be looking at when you speak to the girls early next week?
Yeah, we'll focus on the first half and how and why,
yeah.
And see what that looks like from a vision perspective and talk about that with the girls. So that will be our main focus, but we've got to get back on the horse, a bit like every other week. When you win or lose, you review on Monday and you've got to get back on the horse. We've got Collingwood next Saturday night, which is now a critical game for us.
Do or die, isn't it? But let's talk about Taylor Harris. She just looked a little bit rattled yesterday. A super strong performance from her against GWS the week before. You did have a little bit of a word to her at three-quarter time, but how was she? Because she certainly wasn't on song in front of goal.
Yeah, she made some opportunities look pretty difficult there, but well, she was fantastic. I mean, she got herself in position. This is the thing that we love about Tay. She gives herself a chance to be involved in the contest.
Oh, look at that.
More often than not. Now, clearly she would like that one back, but
absolutely.
You go through the afternoon and there was a lot of moments that all of our players made mistakes, and we made a few in the box as well, so we're not going to hang one out there to dry because we're all involved in this together. But she was fine. At three-quarter time, we just need to give her a pat on the bum and say, yeah, just keep going. You're putting yourself in position to be the game breaker. So that's all we want from her, and hopefully more often than not we get her the finish.
So what did you say to her here?
I said, just keep going and doing what you're doing. It was a pretty simple message, really, Bert. It was really just keep going and doing what you're doing. You're getting yourself in position, you're getting the ball.
Yeah.
The next phase is up to you.
Yeah. And is she quite an emotional player, and that, I guess, you know, the mistakes that had happened earlier got to her? Or because she did turn it around in that last quarter.
Yeah, no, I don't think it got to her. I think she was annoyed by it, like we all would be having had those situations if we were the player involved. But she was fine. She just had to get on with it. I think one of the things about Tay is she can move forward pretty quickly. So that was pleasing to see her performance in the last quarter on the back of that.
Yeah, and also one of your great friends, Karen Harrington, she had a great game.
Yeah, look, she's come from an exceptional basketball career, locked in point guard in the WNBL team, and to move into footy knowing that she could have continued to play basketball and to dominate this season so far, half to where she is. Do you think where does she sit in your best and fairest at this point of the season?
Oh, she'd be top 3, I reckon, at the moment. Kez has had an enormous start to the season. Has really been a rock for us in our back half of the ground. She's, as you know, Loz, she's a terrific leader. She's a great competitor and sets really high standards for herself. So to see her getting some reward for the effort that she's put in over the pre-season, both physically but also from a football craft perspective, is really pleasing. And I'm just rapt that she's one of our players. She's one of our leadership players. Is standing up in the moments that matter through games this year so far. So I'm rapt for Kez.
There was a few incidents that will go to the match review panel this week, and one involving Sarah Hosking. What are your thoughts on this one, Half? Do you think she's okay?
It's a really delicate one, this one, because you look at the way that she's attacked this ball. She's got her foot past the ball is good to protect the ball. She turns her body side on. Geordie Ivey sort of hits it front on. It's a delicate one, I reckon, because we teach our girls, Loz, to get to those contests and turn and protect yourself. But when you've only got one of them doing it, it makes it difficult.
But that's the thing, in terms of technique, that was textbook. But unfortunately, with the Geelong player there, she was really kind of front on. So
I guess my question, Half, is you talk about the coaching and the technique of it. Sarah got very low. She protected the ball with her hips. What's the message from a coach's perspective, irrespective of what happens with a match review on that one? What do you say to your player in that situation?
Well, I don't think there's much more she can do in that situation. Otherwise, she opens herself up for injury. So we wanted all our players in those situations where there's a collision imminent, just turn your body to make sure you don't get hurt. That's rule number one, and it's an old boxing philosophy, is protect yourself at all times. And that's what we try and teach the girls, and we do that through shaping our body in those situations. Now, clearly, no one wants to see anyone get hit in the head like Geordie did yesterday. But it's difficult when you're doing the right thing.
And there were 2 other incidents as well involving Astra O'Connor and Maddie Boyd. What are your thoughts on these ones?
I'll have to have a look at it. I haven't seen that. That's a bit interesting, isn't it? I haven't seen that until then. That looks like there might have been some contact. I'm not sure.
Look,
I'll need another look at the elbow.
Elbow to the head, neck area of Nick Stevens there certainly didn't look pretty. And that's the Maddie Boyd incident there. Another Hosking involved, but you tend to see that with those 2. They're hard as nails.
There's so many Hoskings. It's just, they're all over the shop, Abs. Yeah, I hadn't seen that one either. I hadn't seen the replay yet, so that's my first look at those ones. It might be a busy Monday for all involved.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. You did have a really great moment, though, in that the first father-daughter combination coming through, and Abby McKay playing her first game for you guys. How has that been? Has it been something you've been speaking about, just, you know, the historical moment that it was?
Not really. Not really, to put a bit of cold water on that story a little bit. Sorry.
What about the emotion of it all? It's a great thing.
It is a fantastic thing, and we're rapt that Abs was able to do that yesterday and have that experience. And she'll be a fantastic player for our footy club. She's a really terrific footballer. Clearly, as a young teenage body still, she's got some work to do from a physical perspective. But it was a lovely story. Andrew, who's the old man, gave me the job at the end of last season, so there's a bit of correlation with that and with he and I. He was the bloke who punched me in my first game. Yeah. Andy as well, so there's a bit of that going back many years. Abs is going to be a terrific player. It wasn't a great result for us, and we didn't go over the top with it because she's not really that type of girl. She doesn't like that fanfare.
Just keep it on the down low.
She's pretty low key. I was expecting when I told her the news that she'd just sort of sit there and go, oh, yeah, that's cool, thank you. But she did give me a little bit double fist pump, which was nice, because she doesn't give much, Ab. She's pretty laid back.
Have you got any other father-daughters on the horizon, Half?
I don't think there's too many floating around in the Navy Blues at the moment. There's some other clubs that have got some good ones coming through. Chris Grant's got a really talented daughter at the Bulldogs, and Nathan Burke, and we've got Gavin Brown as well from the Magpies. Yeah. So there's a few coming through the system, which is lovely.
Now, one thing I want to ask you, I heard Alan McConnell from GWS talking about how he had to sign up to Instagram to actually learn more about the girls, because that's where they spend all of their lives. Have you had to do anything quirky like that to get to know the girls on a different level?
Yeah, I'm a creepy old man stalker on Instagram. Yeah. Well, you do. You don't know what they're up to, and they put their life on these things, so you might as well have a look and see how things are.
But do you hold it against them? So say if you see them out late one night before the game, are you going to bring it up the next day?
Only if the ones that are picking on my cows before.
Right.
It is a very heavily filtered life, though, isn't it?
It's a very heavily filtered life. We don't read too much into it, but it's just nice to stay connected to what they're doing off the field, because you don't get to see them much, the players. It's that window Monday, Wednesday, and Friday or Saturday, depending on your training sessions, and that's really the connection you have with them. So that's the other way you stay connected. Now,
for those that don't know, we talk a lot about the coaching pathways in AFLW, and I know that's something you're involved in, Loz, as well. How did you half get into it?
AFLW?
Yeah.
Well, I coached local footy for 10 years and then had a break, and Matty James from Collingwood gave me a call and said, we'd love you to be involved at Collingwood last season with the women's program. And I thought, why not?
And did you see an ad on Seek at all for your job?
The Carlton one I did.
Yeah.
20% off at the merchandise store and a car park pass as well. There you go. Look at that, 20% off discount on club merchandise.
Yeah, well, let's just
Why
take
would you
a
not
look.
apply for that?
I
It's
did
not
this
bad at Carlton, is
advertisement.
it?
Nike product discounts, that's a big one there. But have you taken, I guess, if you've gone into the club merchandise area and utilised your 20% discount now?
There are that many in my family with scarves, 20% off. I've saved a fortune. The more you buy, the more you save, eh?
Well, there you go.
We have to confirm that was the actual ad, wasn't it?
It was initially, yeah. It was initially. It was unusual, to say the least.